Hi y'all, Tracey, Trials of a Long-Haired Girl here, coming at you with another Food for Thought Friday. This week I thought I would talk about being present. We often, me included, my husband can attest, kind of get sucked in. We're checking our phones, playing games on our phones, chatting with people on our phones, but we don't necessarily pay attention to the people that are around us. And that's one of the things that I think, I'm a Gen Xer. I'm sure most of you know that already. But truly, that's one of the things, looking back, I can say that I appreciate. Because at family gatherings back in the day, I remember, like old school, when I was a little girl, I was playing in the kitchen while my nanny and my mom and aunts were all in the kitchen working on different parts of a meal. And I was playing in the kitchen, and it's funny, I have it's a little square thing that goes around in circles, and you use it to twist, which I need to use it, but I digress. But I remember one holiday meal, I think it was an Easter, but I won't swear to it. I remember I would spin around and I would stop, go, kind of like red light, green light. The elders in the house were not listening to me at all because they were trying to put a meal together. But like more recently, before my grandmother passed, I remember we would sit together. My aunt would put up little foldable tables, little blue foldable tables with, the metal chairs. And we would all sit down. We would all, we would stand in the kitchen, we would say grace, then we would all get our food, and we would move to our respective tables. But for many years, I remember my nanny would have a table pretty much to herself, where she had a puzzle that she would be in the middle of putting together. And we would all, I'm not sure all of us did, but several of us would go take turns and go sit with Nanny and work on a puzzle. And we may not talk about anything in particular, we just talked, we shared time, we spent time together, we were present, we enjoyed each other's company. Even like my dad's side of the family, I remember going and, again, all of my great aunts, my meemaw, they were all in the kitchen, and that kitchen wasn't too big, but they would all be in the kitchen and they would be cooking. But when they would go sit down, there were conversations that happened, and when we children were allowed to come in the house, we sat quietly and listened to the elders talk. I wish now that I had some of those conversations on tape, because there's so much family history that I don't remember as well, because I wasn't old enough to know that these are things that I needed to remember. But I remember the conversations happening. But we were present. We were all there. And when we kids were set outside, to go play while meals were being cooked and food was getting set up, we, being a Gen Xer, as were most of my cousins that would go outside and play, we didn't ask what to do. We just went and did whatever, and if we got in trouble, we knew not to do whatever again. But, I remember opening the storm cellar and being told, there were snakes down there. I don't like snakes. But my point is, we were present. We all talked to each other. We were there with each other. We enjoyed spending time together. But it seems like now a lot of times at family gatherings, everybody's sucked into their phone. There are certain family members that conversations happen with, but for the most part, we're not. And I think that it really was... Sorry, I'm going to get emotional for a minute, and I apologize. Not for my grief, but for the fact that... But one of the things that I remember most of all, my cousin always made a spinach dip for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it was something that she enjoyed doing. Jamie loved to cook. She loved to put stuff together. She didn't always feel like it because she had back problems. But just being real honest, she and I could sit and have conversations about the most random of things. Like, she would call me or she would text me. And I'm thankful that we had that kind of relationship. We grew up, she lived in the house with us for a while. So we had a different relationship than just cousins. Not quite the same as my relationship with my other cousin, but we had a different relationship, and I'm thankful for that. But we spent a lot of times, looking at pictures or, going through photo albums. She would post a lot when she would do, when she'd take pictures at the holidays. She would do a lot of posting on Facebook and stuff and tagging people so that we would have that information and have those pictures to look back on. And I'm thankful for that, because that's something now that we have that we wouldn't have had before. I'm thankful that I have those things that I can look back at. Very thankful. But maybe when we're at a family gathering, at an event, put your phone down. Take some time to spend with the people around you. My husband and I try to do that when we go on vacation and such. We try to put the phone down and actually spend time together and, communicate, because that means a lot. Anyway, the scripture that I wanted to talk about with regard to that is James 4:14. We're actually going to do something a little different that I don't always do. But King James puts it this way: whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time, and then vanisheth away. The Amplified puts it like this. The Amplified puts it this way: yet you do not know the least thing about what may happen in your life tomorrow, what is secure in your life. You are merely a vapor, like a puff of smoke or a wisp of steam from a cooking pot, that is visible for a little while and then vanishes into thin air. And the NLT puts it this way: how do you know what your life will be like tomorrow? Your life is like the morning fog. It's here for a little while, and then it's gone. We don't know what tomorrow holds. We really don't. So I want to take the time that I have now with the family members that I have to try to be present, to try to participate in conversation and make memories together. Because when our life on earth is gone, what do you have? You have pictures if you took any, and you have memories. And I have great memories from my childhood, great memories from family gatherings. And I also have some not so great memories where I just kind of checked out because I was fighting with depression or, whatever. It isn't always easy, but I was present. When somebody spoke to me, I responded, even when I was fighting the depression. So, the next time you have a family gathering, the next time you're, at a conference, which I'm hoping to go to this year, to network. When you're trying to network with people, you're not pulling out your phone unless you're taking a picture with somebody. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. If you know anybody who might enjoy it, please share it. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be back again next week. I'm not sure what our topic will be yet, but I will see you next time. Have a great day, y'all. Be blessed.